Hi everyone, welcome back to one of my videos, and I'm going to show you two games today. First one is Galaxians, which is a clone of the Galaxian Atari game from the arcades. And this came out in 1982. It's by Artic Computing, as you can see there. What's really impressive with this one is it's 16K, so they crammed in a really cool version of the game for that sort of memory. And then after that, I'm going to show you the official port of Galaxian by AtariSoft. This one's 48K. It came out, I think it came out a year later in 1983. But it is better. It's they're both really cool. But yeah, the official port of Galaxian is an improved game. I might even just sneak in a little bit of gameplay of the actual arcade game because I've got that on my arcade one-up machine. So we start off having a little game with this one. One thing that's nice with the this version is you can choose difficulty level. I'll go for level 3 just to be somewhere in between. And let me just fix the focus in so I can get rid of some of that light. Okay, so I've got to remember the keys quickly. Already lost a life. But yeah, as you can see, it's a really nice looking, nice graphics. Oh, what's my keys? Oh, let's go that way. Oh, okay, so space to shoot. So there we go. Right. Yeah, nice clean graphics. Plays quite well. It's a little bit slow, I suppose, but if I'd owned this back in the day, I'd have been thrilled to bits with it. I've got to be honest. I never played this back in the day. I bought this just because I was waiting to get hold of the AtariSoft version, and I saw some screens of this, and I thought, oh, that looks pretty good. And as it was cheap, I think I only paid, I think I paid £3 delivered for this one. I've enjoyed playing it. I've got to be honest. It's pretty good. I'll show you a little bit of this, and then I'll pause it and load up the AtariSoft version. Obviously, with these Galaxian games, you get more points for shooting the chargers than what you do shooting them up in a convoy at the top. So, you know, if you're going for high scores, you want to be shooting them when they're swooping down towards you, really. Not that I'm ever much of a high score chaser. I've never been that brilliant at these games. But yeah, very, very fond memories of the AtariSoft version because I used to play that quite a lot. So I think that's enough for showing you that one. So I'm going to just pause it a minute and then I'm going to load up the AtariSoft version. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are again, and this time we've got the AtariSoft version loaded up. So let's see how that compares. This is 48K, so it's only a year later, so it's still an early one. These are both really early specky games, so there's no sort of 128K or cool soundtracks or AY music or anything like that. But so again, there's your scoring. Look, that's your points for shooting them when they're in a convoy at the top, and that's your points for shooting a chargers. So especially the yellow ones, they're worth a lot of points if you can shoot them when they're flying down towards you. Right, so let's press S. Just try and remember the keys on this one. I think it might have been Q, W, and P. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, very similar looking. I don't know if you can spot the difference already, but yeah, I'll point it out just in case you haven't, because they do look very similar. The graphics are the same, but on this one you've got a nice sort of stars in the background, just like the arcade game. So that's your sort of biggest difference. But it also plays a little bit faster. Not much difference, but it is a little bit nicer moving. You feels about right how the arcade felt. But neither of these games you really see talked about much when people talk about the sort of classic arcade ports. I don't know why nobody tends to ever mention these. I guess probably because most people feel that Galaga just came along and did it all better, which it did. Galaga is absolutely brilliant, but I still really like Galaxian. I think it's a great game. One thing the arcade version has over this is the sounds of the your sort of whatever they are, missiles that you shoot up. It's just got one of those really nostalgic sounds. You'll hear what I mean. I will show a little bit at the end. Would have been cool if you could choose difficulty on this version as well, like the Artic Computing one. There we go, so that's your good points. You want to shoot all 3 of those. probably show you one more level of this, and then I'll skip on and just show you quickly the arcade version, just so you got a comparison for those that don't know the game. The arcade game was always a lot harder than this, but I think to me that's the way it should be, because the arcade games are always tough to gobble up your 10p's, whereas if you're playing at home you don't find it quite as difficult. So anyway, I'm going to pause it there, and I'll quickly show you lastly the actual arcade version, so bear with me. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be a really hard video to do on this one, because I've got to somehow control this with one hand. But here we go. So there we go, this is basically the arcade perfect version. And yeah, the sounds of those missiles just really take you back. They do me. Yeah, it's very difficult. I'm trying to use joystick and fire buttons with the same hand, which, yeah, that's not easy. Hang on, let's just fix the focus in a minute. So anyway, I'll leave the video there, but I just thought I'd show you a little bit of the actual arcade game just as a comparison. So anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in and watching that video. I'll catch you another time. That is all.